Alright, Shalom, all praises unto Yahweh Shemi outside. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honors to brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity. Okay, so this is part 2 of I don't know what I'm gonna, I'm just gonna call it the sorrel drink or whatever, and it's the practical side of it. And without much further ado, I'm gonna go into a close-up of the setup that I've got over there, so you can see what we got and how I'm gonna manipulate that into what you will see tomorrow as the finished product. Okay, the sorrel drink, but the healthier version of that, with tons of all kind of benefits that we went through in part 1. Okay, so that's the setup there, and I'll start preparing it. So what I've got here is a pot of hot boiling water with about, as it stands now, it's got a litre and a half, but I'm going to increase that to about 3 litres. But to start off with, I don't want to boil the kettle and then you lose the sound and so on and so forth of what I'm trying to say. So I'll just pause the kettle boiling for the minute so you can hear what I'm going to say. Now this is the hibiscus flour here, the dried version. Again, dirt cheap. Okay, I got this particular pack of about, I believe this was £1.60. So this is dirt cheap. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to open it up. I'm just going to put it straight in there, okay? And with you boiling it, that's you transferring all that goodness into the actual what's in the plant. You're going to transfer that to into liquid. Now, if you get the bigger pack of 200 grams, or you get 2 of these, okay, you can go with 3 litres or so on and so forth. But once you start going 3 litres at 100 grams of the hibiscus, you're going to lose some of that flavour in there. Okay, so I might only add another maybe half litre to this pot I've got already over here. But you have to remember what you pretty much the liquid that you put here is the liquid you get. So if you put if you go stupid and you put 500 mil, well, one, you're not going to get all of that flour transferring into it. You're going to waste it, and you're going to get one glass out of that. Okay, so I got some ginger root, okay, just regular ginger root. I'm gonna peel that in the background, all right. I'm gonna chop it up into a way, we can get the most out of that, okay. And I'm just gonna put that straight in there in the pot, all right. And ginger is one of those things. It's really it's down to your taste. Obviously, the more you put in there, the more benefits you get out of it. Obviously, if you're making 3 litres worth of it, you're gonna put a nice amount of ginger in there. I'm a big fan of ginger. I've just always been. It's a nice flavour to put in there. It's got a nice flavour to it. And if you brothers stuck for recipes, you wanna make some nice chicken or whatever. All you gotta do is get honey, some ginger, and a seasoning of your preference. You could do mix it up, preferably ginger powder, because it's going to be hard to manipulate that ginger root onto the chicken. So ginger powder and some honey, and you're good, man. And that's like Chinese chicken. That's what they use to make that. Okay, so put some seasoning of your preference, and that'll do good. But it's all down to taste sometimes, Right, so I think I'll put one more. But, me personally, I'm gonna go for quite a bit of ginger in there. That's like I said, that's my taste. That's what I like. Okay, so I'm just peeling these, and then I'm gonna chop them and then put them. Again, you can see how quick this is. Really, once we put the hibiscus in there, you're in the water. We're halfway there, man. All right, we're halfway there already. All right, this is the fiddly bit, where you're gonna peel and chop up and all of that. But you could do this. I reckon the duration of this video is all it's gonna take. Barring the fact that you're gonna leave it overnight, you can cheat a little bit and have it to where you boil it for about 3-4 hours. But it really is, you're really just wasting gas or electricity if you're doing that. You get the same sort of end product, but boil the kettle, add the flour in there, the hibiscus flour in there, and you're good, man. You know, leave it overnight. It's going to be boiling water though. You're going to start off with boiling water, and that will release some of that flavor in there. So I got, that's how much ginger I'm going to personally put in there. That's to my taste, and I believe that's going to be quite nice for me. I'm just going to find chop these because it's going to make it easier for that ginger flavor to get into the drink. But really, you really didn't have to peel it as long as you wash the root and you fine chop it, because we're going to filter tomorrow after this has been sitting on the, has been after it's been been setting overnight. Okay, we're gonna filter out this ginger anyway, so it's not a thing of I really didn't have to peel that ginger, Okay, we're gonna get rid of it anyway once we've taken all that we need out of it. But the finer you chop it, the more flavor you're gonna get, more of that ginger flavor you're gonna get into the drink. Alright, so bear with me. Get this ginger right down to a nice consistency that I'm happy with, sort of diced in there. Yeah, I'm not going to speed the video up or anything like that. Because this will give you an idea of exactly how long it's going to take to prepare this. So you can do it at home on your own. Alright. And remember, a lot of that stuff that it was said in there, the anti-depression, okay, you get a lot of jakes that depress, the performance enhancements. So you're going to get performance enhancements just from, stuff that's inexpensive, man. You probably, except for the sorrel, which is the hibiscus plant, you probably got most of these ingredients in your house already, man. Alright, so now I got 2 pomegranates. Yeah, that's that's like an extra, that's my own twist to it that I'm going to do this time. Alright, I'm not a dietitian, hopefully this is going to work. Okay, but in terms of flavor, I know it's going to be tight. And it's going to be alright. So I'm going to wash those. And again, like I said, because of the nature of how you make this drink and how you're going to filter it in a couple of days, after overnight, I'm just going to put these into chunks that I'm happy with. I'm just going to stick them in right in there as they are. No peeling, no funny business. Some nice chip wedges, almost. Put it in there. Okay, Mr. Pomegranate number 1 done with. Should have done that the first time, to be honest. It's a lot easier. So that's it. That's the pomegranate done with, and that's good, man. All of that stuff, all of these ingredients that we're putting there, good ingredients, man. Cheap, like I said, it's cheap, man. Inexpensive. So now we've done. That's pretty much the hard work side of it complete with. What I got here is some cinnamon sticks. I'm gonna put one of these in there because I want to use the sticks for a tincture in another project. Okay, so I'm gonna put just the one in there, but I'm gonna put powder in there as well. Okay. Again, this is to taste. I've been cooking a long time, so I can kind of figure out how much of an ingredient I need to put in anything. So, you might not get this as 100% the first time. You might not really, but it's still gonna be nice, man. If you follow this, similar to what I've showed you here, you should still be okay. Okay, so I put a cinnamon stick in there, and I got some other cinnamon powder that I've got in here, and I'm gonna put more of the cinnamon powder in there as well. Okay, so I'm gonna put a nice bit of that cinnamon powder in there. Cinnamon's a nice flavor to have in food, And like, especially if you're making some chicken again, you know, making some, you roasting up some food or anything like that. Cinnamon's just a nice flavor to put in, man. Okay, you can put it into pies or, which I shouldn't really be, you know, I'm not advocating you go out there and you start making some pies or anything like that, because that's not really gonna help you out in this thing. But cinnamon's a nice flavor, man. You put it in all, I put it in curries, I put it in roast chicken, I put it all over the place, man. Cinnamon's nice and it's good for you, right? So I'm gonna put a little bit more of that in there. There we go. Okay, so like I said, this is where it gets a bit pricey. I'm going for some cheap one, just a cheap sweetener this time. But you know, you can make this even better by getting, if you got the funds and resources to, you can make this even better by putting honey of your choosing. If I remember correctly, the first time I made this, really you had to put quite a lot of sugar in there, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to put the whole jar of honey in there, because I'm pretty sure I had to put quite a lot. At that time, you know, I wasn't really heavy into the diet as I'm trying to be now. So I used the white sugar at the time, but now I've got the slightly better diet. And again, this is not the best honey, okay? The better you go with the honey, the better this is going to be, alright? And I can already smell it. I can already smell that sweet, sour smell, that goodness, man. It's nice, man. Alright? You brothers that are from the West Indies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so that's that done with. And also the honey is better than the sugar in terms of flavors, because it accents the natural flavor of that sorrel, man. It all accents it. It's nice. You know, certain flavors you don't really want to be mixing, but the honey and that sorrel, man, they work well together. So I'm gonna give it a quick stir. You can throw a star anise in there if you want to throw a star anise in there. I'm gonna put some lime, just a bit of lime juice, just a bit of lemon juice in there as well, in which those are got, you know, all good benefits to them as well. So just a quick hit of the lime juice, in which I use a lot of lime in cooking. Always put lime in there. Okay, it's such an underrated flavor, but health benefits. All right, lemon juice again. I use quite a bit of that. All kind of different health benefits in there, from anti-inflammatory, bacterial fighting, man. Okay, you can just add water to these, because these are all squeezed into a bottle, so I can get them, you know, stretch that budget a bit better, and then add some water to it, and you know, in the morning, you know, you're good, man. All of that bacteria in your mouth gets killed off. All right. So without much further rumbling, I'm gonna show you exactly what we got in here now. What we got cooking up in here now, and then you know. So I got about 2 liters of water in there. Okay. I got about 2 liters of water in there now. Okay. Let me just zoom in right in there. It's taking me 13 minutes to put together, and you can see that now. I put cold water in there, but really I'm gonna heat it back up to a boil. All right, and then after I brought it up to a boil for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes, I'm just gonna leave it there overnight, and all of those ingredients are gonna break down into the liquid to make our sorrel, man. Okay, again, I did it for about 6-7 pounds. This should last me about 2 weeks. I'm not, you know, it's not a thing I'm gonna drink every day. It is a nice drink, alright. I could probably put more water in there or anything like that, but I'm going to try to keep it a bit more concentrated this time. So with that, I'm going to say all praise unto Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Double honesty, brothers, that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.
Alright, Shalom. Ka'alo Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Double honesty, Apostle GMS. Honest, brothers, that be pushing this truth in sincerity. This is going to be the final and concluding part of the practical applications of hibiscus tea. And I'm moving to a close-up of the final product, you know, making up the final product that we've got right now. So without much further ado, I'll zoom in into the setup I've got at the minute. Okay, so what I've got there is 2 empty tubs or buckets, if you will. All right, and I'll show you what we did last night. So from last night, we ended up with that, and then now we want to strain that, okay, to give us the drink itself. So you're gonna need I don't want to see my feet. Right, you're gonna need a sieve, all right, which is what I got over here. Again, we got that tub that I mentioned about. We're gonna go for like a double, maybe even 3 sifts. Okay, and notice I'll put it on here on the drip tray. I got it on the drip tray so that anything that drips goes straight into being disposed and thrown away. Okay, so put the lid over the pot, and then I'm just gonna run it over the bucket. Okay, now we're just getting rid of all of the petals. Okay, the ginger, because we remember we only fine chopped it. You know, you don't want to be drinking that and then you get a lot of that ginger in. You know, you ingest all of that ginger and stuff. You know, because you might choke on it because you'll be unexpected. All right. Okay, what you're gonna need to do also is get a cooking spoon or whatever and try to squeeze out as much of that, because I'll show you what's remaining is that's what's remaining. Alright, see if I can get a nice shot of that. That's what's remaining after we've sifted out the drink. You can see the pomegranates, you can see the sorrel. You know, the ginger's also discolored now because of the sorrel and all of that. Okay, so let's go back to this close-up over there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this to the side. I've sifted it for the first sift, getting all that muck out. Alright, I'm going to squeeze all of this so I can get as much out of that as possible. But really, you're not going to get too much out. Okay. That into the second one. Okay, so we're not really going to get too much out of this first one here. It's very concentrated. You can see all of that red in there. Which is them antioxidants, if I'm not mistaken. Again, like I said, I'm not a dietitian or anything like that, so I only try to do my best with these things. Alright, so that's pretty much it with that pot. Okay, so I'm going to sift it again the second time. And the smell is very nice. Okay, very tasty. You know, you can almost taste this, man. Put this into this first bowl, and I'm going to sift it back into this one for a second time, and I'll sift it again just to make enough of assurance that we've got absolutely all the good stuff out of that. Maybe even a fourth time as well. I mean, you don't have to. The more you sift it, the better it is. The better drink you get. All right. But at this stage, there's probably not much of those. Because what we're trying to get rid of is all of that junk there. Okay. That's it. Okay, so let's put it into a. I didn't mention it yesterday, but I also got one of these. Is I think it's about £1.50 in Wilkinson's or your Tesco's or whatever. I don't know the prices, how the price is going to differ out there in the US, but over here you can get one of these dirt cheap as well. All right, so this is that's a bit tricky, and in fact, what I would recommend doing for this one is putting this, right, this glass jar inside the empty, tub. So when you pour it into the glass jar, any waste that you get, you can still redeem it if you get any waste. All right, and there we have it, man. That's the goodness that we're trying to derive. Again, like I said, you can have this cold. It's nice cold. It's nice warm. Have this with some rum, some gin. I haven't tried it with vodka just yet, but anything that's sort of got that, rum really pretty much mixes with any kind of fruit. So it's always nice that way. Obviously, it's a medicinal herbal drink, so you don't necessarily have to have it with the liquor. But the point I was making, when you have it with the liquor, also it's like a tincture. It works. It almost makes it even more active, all right. And you can have it, with the boys or with the with the brothers in that, as just a chill out drink, man. And it's very nice. Okay, this is a very, very tasty drink. You brothers that are out from the West Indies, you know exactly what I'm talking about with this. This is a very nice drink. You can also add wine to this as well. Not run-of-the-mill wine or anything like that. You add a good wine to this, you're gonna add to the flavor and you're gonna add to the health benefits of this drink. So there you have it, brothers. What I'm gonna do with this now that it's in this tumbler, glass tumbler, I'm gonna use this glass tumbler to put it into another bottle. Right? It's easier to put it into a bottle from the glass tumbler because you've got the lip over there that pours it into it nicely. It's much more difficult to do it straight from the tubs there. But there you have it, man. Real easy, real quick. Okay, we exactly the amount of time, except for the overnight that you've seen me on camera do this, is exactly how much it's taken to make. Now, just to finish off, I've got this sieve again inside the top of the bucket, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put as much of that leftovers as I can, and I'm just going to leave it for about half an hour and see if we can get any more juice out of that dripping through. But I don't think we're gonna, because we've taken as much of that as we can. But just, you might get half a glass or something like that. I'm just going to leave it at for about a half an hour. So that I'm going to say, all praise unto Hibiscus, outside, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honor you brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity. Hopefully that was of edification. Right, the prior video shows you the health benefits and so on and so forth. This video was the practical application of how you can take all of those herbs and put them into something that's really nice, that's traditional for them Benjamites out there, and you can enjoy it. Okay, so on.